Hey everyone, it's Melody with Design by Melody. I'm here today with my Citrus Twist, keep trying to add a T on the end of that, Citrus Twist kit for October. And this one was called, I got the main kit and it was called Waverly. And this again was for October 2016. So I'm going to go through with you what I have left out of the kit, kind of recap what came in the kit, show you what I made, and kind of give you my thoughts. So let's go with what came in the kit first and what I have left. Have my little cheat sheet here. All right, and one thing, I'll go ahead and start with this. One thing I thought was awesome was this inspiration sheet. Now, I didn't even end up using it, but I really like the idea of having this because if I had gotten stuck at some point or say, I don't know, I was just overwhelmed with maybe the supplies that came in the kit, this would be an awesome starting point. I really like that there are 5 layout examples on the front page and then 5 sketches on the back side. So, and it does say that you can submit your layouts based on these sketches in our weekly Sunday sketch challenge blog, and then they'll give a $5 Citrus Twist kit gift certificate that is redeemable at our store or can be put towards an add-on kit. So I really thought that was cool. I really like this idea. I just think it's really clever, and nobody does this, at least not of the ones that I have purchased this year. And I think I said this was my 14th kit that I've reviewed this year. Now everybody has it on their blog where they have design team members and all that, but this is the first one that I've actually seen come with the kit. So I wanted to point that out because that is very unique to this kit, at least from what I've experienced. Alright, so what came in the kit? And if you missed my unboxing, make sure you go back to that because I go through the whole details of the kit, how much it is, all of that. So what came in the kit were 2 solid 12 by 12 cardstock pieces of paper. And I have 1 left. I have a really difficult time using cream cardstock. I just don't know, I don't like it. I like white. I don't necessarily mind cream papers anymore. I used to be really opposed to those. I really don't necessarily mind cream papers anymore, but I still don't do cream cardstock. I use white. So this will go in my stash. I knew from the very beginning I probably wouldn't use this, but this will go in my stash. And so I used the other cardstock because I believe it was white. Yes, I'm pretty positive it was white. Then there were 6 pattern papers that came in the kit. And I have, let's take a look. I have these 2 pieces left. I have let's see, how big is that? Basically an 8 by 12 piece left of this one. And it's got this really pretty pattern on the back side. And I do have a small piece of that as well. So I've got the majority of that piece left, and then I have this one, which I really like, a good black and white polka dot. I didn't really care for this side, so I would definitely use the black and white polka dot. So I have this left. So I mean, I have some really pretty papers left to work with. So those were, of the 6, those were the 2 pieces that I had left. There was an ephemera pack that came in the kit. Yes, and there was a cut apart piece of paper. So of the cut apart piece of paper, I only have these 3 little pieces left. This blue and gray print that says beauty, this one with a pumpkin, and then this one that says sweaters and pumpkins. So these are very fall-like, and I did use some fall photos, but they weren't necessarily themed fall photos. So I have those 3 little pieces left of the die cut pack, and then of the Indigo Hills, that was the cut apart, I'm sorry, and this was the die cut pack. Of the Indigo Hills Pink Fresh Studio die cut pack, there were 42 pieces that came in the kit, and I used 26 of them. So there are 16 left, and as you can see, it's just tiny little pieces right here. A lot of the florals. So 16 pieces left. So I felt like I got pretty good use out of that. Alright. Then there were the cork and mirror stars, and I used all of those. And then there was also a goodie bag that came with a book page, lace, and buttons. I used all of the buttons, which really surprised me. I did not use the lace, and it's probably, I don't know, I just didn't seem to be able to fit it on any page. And then of the book paper, book page, this is the only thing I have left. So I used the buttons and almost all of the book page, and I just did not use the lace. Then there was also 3 tassels that came in the kit, and I used all 3 of those. There were, oh, I'm sorry, I meant to tell you this. This is the pattern paper too. These are my little scraps of the pattern paper. This is the only little scrap I had of the white cardstock. That's it. I'll go ahead and stick these in my stash because I will still use them. These will just go on my border strips, and these will just go in my scrap bin, but that's all I had left. Sorry, I forgot about that. Then there was the washi tape. Of course, I have all 3 of them left. Now, these were not incredibly fat rolls of washi tape, so I actually don't think these would last incredibly long because I use washi tape a lot. If you watch my haul videos, you will see that I used up a bunch of washi tape this month. But so these will go in my stash. I definitely use those. There were 2 flare buttons that came in the kit, and I used one of them. I had this one left. And the reason I have this one left is this is more of a purple blue, not really a true blue to me. So as you can see, I just felt like it didn't really coordinate. It's a very cute button, but I would use it with other papers. I suppose it would have worked with this one, with this paper with like the water splats, but it wouldn't. Just didn't use it on that layout. The puffy stickers that came in the kit, totally gone. And the thickers, I did use these a lot. The back side doesn't look so much, but definitely the front side, as you can see. I really like these. These were nice. There was the stamp set, and I used this a lot as well. Definitely got some good use out of that. It was a really nice stamp set. I like the sentiments on it. The acrylic letter set, I used all of those. And then I added on, that was everything that came in the kit, and then I added on these Nuvo crystal drops just to try, and these are really fun. I like those a lot. I will definitely purchase more of those. And then I added the Waverly journaling cards, and I just have 2 pieces of this left. That's it, just 2 pieces. So these will go in my scrap bin because they're not full cards. I'll just kind of stick them in there to use. And those were just the things, these were the last 2 things that I added. So as you can see, I used up this kit pretty well. I definitely have some things that are going to go in my stash. But overall, I'm very happy with it. And I will keep this sketch page. I really like that, so I will definitely keep that. But that's everything that came in the kit and everything that I used up. So let me show you what I made. Okay, so I made 8 total projects, and I'm going to go backwards just because that's how they are sitting here. I had this 12 by 12 paper layout, and as you can see, these are the last 2 that I did, and I was running out of papers, so I used white cardstock as my base for these. So I have this one, and this one is just called Beautiful Boys, and it's of Kaylin and his cousin Finn. And when I did this layout, I knew I was done with the kit because I really struggled, especially with this section. I built a whole cluster, and then I basically ripped most of it off, and then I ended up adding these to kind of cover up where I had torn my paper. So when I did that, I realized, okay, I'm done with this kit. If I'm not satisfied with what I'm making with it, and I can't seem to make the papers go together or the elements go together, then I'm done. So when I did this layout, I knew I was done, but this is the last one I did. This is number 7, and this one was called Like Magic, and there he goes. And this was about Kaylin learning how to swim and really gaining his confidence in the pool. And I loved this paper. Loved this paper. It's the back side of this like diamond triangle pattern. But this paper was really pretty. And I left the manufacturer strip on the bottom here and then just covered up the manufacturer information because I really like the blue and then the yellow and then the blue and yellow in the photo. I really like this layout. I actually am very pleased with just about every single layout in the kit. This is the one I probably was least pleased with, and that's just because I really struggled putting it together. I like the end result, but I struggled when I was putting it together. But I really loved what I made with this kit. I was very pleased with the kit, truly. I'll actually say when I opened the kit, I was really happy with it, but I was actually even more so happy with it when I started to make the layouts because they flew together and they were so beautiful. So I highly recommend this kit. Now, I would really like to purchase another month, and I probably will at some point, purchase another month and see how that kit coordinates and goes together as well, but they definitely hit it out of the park this month. I was very pleased with it. So then there's that one. Then I did this one. This is the only Project Life page that I actually did with this kit. I could have done more for sure, but I only did one. I have been doing a lot of Project Life pages in the last couple months, so I really wanted to focus more on 12 by 12 layouts with this kit, which is why I purchased the main kit. But I, of course, have to do some Project Life because I love Project Life and I can't stay away. So this was the November 2015 title page I did for my Project Life page. And this one was a little bit different for me because I normally have more than just 3 photos. But I only had 1 4x6 and 2 3x4 photos. So I actually got to do a lot of embellishing and like filler cards in this middle row because I didn't even need to do my journaling. I did my journaling down here. And this was just kind of a picture taken at a restaurant when we were out with some friends. So, and that's kind of what this references. Fave place, Bad Daddy. It's actually Bad Daddies, but I don't have enough place for the S. And then this is where I use those beautiful tassels. And I do have process videos for every single one of these layouts. So if you see one that you really like to see more of and you did not watch that process video, make sure you go back and check it out. And I will have all of those videos linked in the description box below. Sorry, I feel like I'm talking really fast. I had coffee about an hour ago, so I'm high on energy at the moment. So I used the tassels here, and I made a particular challenge myself. There were some things in this kit that I wasn't really sure how to use, so I made a particular challenge to myself to make sure that I use those things. These tassels were one of them. I really didn't think I would use it. And so what I did is I did the whole layout, and these were definitely the last thing that I added. And I actually glued this card on the outside of the pocket because of these tassels. I wanted them to kind of be free floating. So I tied them onto my twine. The tassels are tied so they can't really move back and forth. And then I taped the twine on the back of the card. As you can see, it's not a very pretty back of the card, but there will be something in this pocket. And then I took this to my sewing machine and I stitched across the front, and that was to kind of keep this twine down. So I stitched right down here just with some white thread, and I could have done stitching elsewhere on the layout, but I didn't really feel like it was necessary. And I really like how this card turned out. I really like this layout. I think this was really fun. Right. Then I have this one, and this one was, this is kind of a funny one, and this is the cat that's not our cat, Freckles, aka Sensei. So we temporarily adopted a cat, and that's what this layout's all about. I definitely go into that story whenever I do the layout. I always tell a little bit about the pictures when I'm doing my process videos. So again, if you'd like to see more or understand the photos a little bit more, make sure you go back and watch those process videos. This was a fall layout. This happened in November. No. Oh, this was actually December. Must have been a warm day in December because he's wearing shorts. But because it was kind of fall looking, oh yeah, it is December because we have our garland on the porch. I'm using this brown background paper, and then I talk about how this cat showed up in the fall, and so I included all the leaves from the cut apart sheet, and I felt like that was a really nice way to use those leaves. And then I did use the Nuvo drops. As you can see, I used those here. I didn't use them on every layout. I definitely could, but I really liked them. I thought they were really cool. All right, then there is this one, and this one was called Birthday Karate. And this one, I suppose I could have used that flare badge, but on this layout, I challenged myself to use all of the buttons, so I did. The buttons, I struggle with buttons for whatever reason. Buttons seem like such an easy little thing to add, but they never seem to look right on my layout. So this one had enough going on in the background there that they kind of blend in a little bit, but they also add to it. So, and this one, to kind of help ground the layout a little bit, I took that white cardstock. Actually, this is one I had pulled from my stash because this is not the textured one. But I took a piece of white cardstock and cut just about a 1/4 of an inch off of the top and the side of this layout, and then it's just up to the edge here, but it has a white border on the left and on the top. And then I use a lot of the pink and the blue elements here. Okay, this one I did a memory planner page, and this is where I use those acrylic letters EAT. I use this on this one and then EAT here. And I'm just documenting what our favorite, kind of like what a typical week of food would be. in my memory planner, and then I just used the stamp that said like, so typical, these are some of our favorite meals. They know the way. And this is talking about how we have 2 favorite restaurants that we go to, and I swear the people know our orders. And they know us for sure. So I didn't put anything on the back side. There wasn't really any necessary, but I did put what month it was. That way I can make sure I put it back in my album in the right spot. But just thought this was kind of a fun way to use that eat, and then also kind of document what our favorite foods are right now. This is the second layout I did, and when I started creating this first one, this is when I knew I was going to love this kit, and then it just continued to get better and better and better as I went. And as you can see, I did use that polka dot paper here on the outside, but I gutted the center of it so I could use it elsewhere. And then this is where I used that textured white cardstock as my base. This is the one that came in the kit. So really, if I hadn't gutted the center, I would have used the entire piece of this, but I like to preserve and conserve my supplies. So this one actually has a lot of dimension going on it. So I used the twine that was the packaging. It did not come in the kit, but it was the packaging around the kit. This is where I used all of those cork stars. I used a lot of the die cuts and cut aparts on this page. I really like this. It just kind of came together. This is one of my favorite photos of all time of Ernest and Kaylin. So, and I put every day has a story, and then I just put this because this photo, it's my favorite. This is just of them at the mall, and Kaylin was just tickled to death. Ernest had just cut his hair, and he was super excited with his haircut, and he was just as happy as could be. He was a happy little boy. So I put the journaling, fresh cut and feeling good, because that was all about it. And then I did do a bunch of stamping around. I have this photo, tells a story, a full heart. And then like I said, I used a lot of the die cuts here and there. And then this is the very first one that I did, and this one was about us enjoying the ice storm that had hit. And this is just Kaylin. He just looks so cute in his little toboggan and all his layers, and then we were out playing in the ice. And I used the Crystal Nuvo drops here to kind of, it just made it look like ice to me on the background, and I love this pink background. Now what I do need to do is go back and add my journaling, which I will actually type on my computer and print on there. But and then I used, this was a bit of that packaging as well. This came in the kit, but it was a bit of the packaging for, I think that was what the buttons and stuff came in. And this one is just called Crazy Fun. And this is all about just having fun out in the ice. And then I had stamped up here, this was using a roller date stamp, and I had put January 22nd, 2016, Winter Wonderland. Really cool. So those are all the layouts. I'm really pleased, as I said, with everything that I created. This was really a fun kit to work with. I probably will put them on my rotation for kit reviews again, and I'll probably purchase the Project Life kit next time. And then I would really like to try the main kit as well again. Main kits to me are sometimes hard to get a really good one, and this one was a really good one, so I probably would like to purchase that again. So I highly recommend this kit. I had absolutely no problems with them, very happy with everything. And then again, like I said, that inspiration sheet is really unique to this kit, and I found it really fun to work with. And then as you saw, I purchased the Project Life cards to go with this. I did not purchase the Project Life kit. I just added it onto this to be able to make this kit a little bit more versatile for what I usually use it for. So that is it. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Stay tuned, because I have my next kit in the works. So you'll start seeing me post some layouts with that one soon. All right, guys, thank you so much. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.